Yeah, you think that's who I am? Okay, let me prove you right. There's
No.
some people in the world that think like that.
I agree because it's like if I'm already look like this in your eyes, then fuck it.
I might as well just show you.
Yeah. But I mean, I can't, bro. Like that's crazy.
Oh no, I know, I understand. I'm not into
It's not
that.
even about stealing. I'm
Yeah,
talking about
just in general.
just simply about like me trying to prove somebody wrong along the fact of like they
Well, prove
feel
'em right.
like
Prove 'em
prove
right.
them right that they think I'm gonna do something. Like,
Well,
oh well, I'm gonna
it's
do
just
it.
the simplest thing in life. Time. CPT.
Yeah.
And the thing is, when I started to hear that, I always try
But
to
how,
be on time
but how many people?
every
How many
time.
people gonna say? Oh, I thought you was gonna be late.
If not, yeah, but not if not even on time, I'm trying to be there early. Cause I gotta. My thing is, I gotta prove you wrong.
Well, I'm just I'm early. Period. That's how I
Yeah,
am.
yeah.
I gotta be there. I gotta be there 15. I gotta scope the
I,
scene.
I got a good test for you. How much do you tip when you go to a restaurant and the service is decent?
18 to 20.
Okay, and why do you tip 18 to 20? It's probably consistent, right?
Consistent. Now, it's multiple reasons. One reason is because they say we don't tip.
There you go.
Is it? Is it?
There
but
you
is
go.
One
it
of the reasons.
Is it according to
But
bill
then,
though? Is it according
but
to
then
the bill?
also the receipt will tell you like 18 to 20.
Yeah, that's what I'm
And
thinking.
then thirdly, I do it because I'm in a business where tipping is not so much important, but it's appreciated. Like
Right.
when you drive Uber and you get a tip, it's like, okay, thank you. Like I drove for $4 and you just gave me a $4 tip. Now it's like I drove for 8. So when you think about it and you get out of the mind frame that people are working, oh, this their job, so they got paid for what they do. Once you stop thinking like that, that's what I think is the first step to you improving.
You think that's what
And-
every job though?
What's that?
You think that's what every job though? When it comes
Well,
to
you got to
tip?
think like working at Lowe's. Nobody's gonna tip.
Nobody's
you
gonna
for
tip you.
working at
No,
Lowe's
no,
unless I help them put a fridge on their back of their truck.
exactly.
Other than that, nobody's gonna try to tip me.
But
Like walk around like, oh, you look good in your vest. Here's a tip.
so the job matters.
Definitely, the position matters.
Well,
not
the whole
just so
point
much
I
the-
was trying to make is that it's another way of dispelling those stereotypes. Black
Mhm.
people don't tip.
Yeah.
We go into places like that and we overtip
Overtip
sometimes.
sometimes.
Subconsciously, I've done it.
Yeah.
I've been like, I'm gonna give her.
And especially if it's a place where you know you're gonna be going back.
If you
Yeah,
do a
you
shitty
want-
job,
that's
then-
the key.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah,
thing, like,
yeah,
you
of
know,
course.
If I'm going somewhere and I'm
Right.
about to go, I know I'm coming back. I'm tipping because hopefully they remember my face.
Right.
And
right.
now that
And
I
they
got
see you
2
for
eggs
you.
last time, now I'm getting 3 eggs. You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
Or I'm
Mm.
making sure that
Free
they know
eggs.
I'm not gonna spit in it. I'm not gonna spit in this dude water. You know, I might have spit in the last man's water, but I ain't gonna spit in his water.
Yeah, that's a different
Yeah.
black man.
You know
right
what I'm
here.
saying?
Yeah.
I don't want to.
He's an
You know, he
exception.
tips. He tips. I'm not gonna sit him by the kitchen or the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? Things like that.
You could just say no. I'm not sitting right here.
And then when you say no, then it's possible
Then
that
you
they
that
might tell the
stereotypical.
chef
They
to
always cause
always
trouble.
come in, but then also they could tell. You know, they probably got a hand signal to the chef. Get him. Put a little cum on them
Fucking
eggs.
pubic
Let me,
salad.
let me put a little spit on that shit. You know what I'm
Some
saying?
cube salad. That shit mixes
So-
well with the mayonnaise, so you can't do shit about
So
it.
wait, you think they got cum in a cup that
I
back there?
know.
Just like
I'm
on
saying,
demand?
hey, all I know
Hey.
is it's a signal like baseball.
It's a crew.
It's
It's a crew effort. Everybody puts cum in the cup.
again.
Whoever's getting it
Hey,
today,
they didn't- They didn't tip today.
yeah.
When they come back, we getting them.
And we saving some of that cum. We don't gonna use all
Oh
of it.
no, he gonna have some of that dried up.
Yeah, come
all
on.
that,
All
that
right,
cocaine.
I'm
cum.
gonna
You know what I'm
start.
saying?
I'm gonna start inspecting the restaurants. I'm gonna look for the nudie magazines, or,
Yep.
Hell yeah.
or start looking through the web browser history. See where you
They got a sperm bank back there. Don't trip.
a different kind of kitchen, right?
That cum stay cold too. It's in the freezer.
Oh man, I definitely tip. Even if I'm gonna be real, even if the service was bad, I might give a little.
No, I'm not tipping nothing.
I understand that. There's some. I'm gonna be real. Sometimes I've walked out and didn't do it
Because I won't come back.
But the thing is, but that's the thing. If the food now, it's two things. If the service is good and the food is bad, you'll come back.
Yes.
But if the food is good and the service is bad, you wouldn't go back.
I won't go back.
Why?
Cause I don't want to risk dealing with that person again.
But it might not be them again. You might not get them.
But what if I do?
If you do, you do.
Nah. I'm
But
not
you
okay
gotta
with
be
that.
the bigger person and show them like you're an idiot.
I'm not. That's why I'm
Man.
like, oh no, I don't want this person again. Like I got this at Subway. The lady fucked my sandwich up.
Mhm.
Now I don't want her no more.
Yeah.
So
You
when
don't
I
want
go-
her because she's not a sandwich.
But I'm playing a sandwich artist.
She's not an artist. She's just
which is a inflated fucking
she's
name.
not a sandwich artist.
Inflated, bro.
She don't have them skills.
fucking sandwich Picasso.
She put lettuce on the bread.
But
You
let
know?
me tell you something. She gave me no sauce, nigga.
See, oh yeah.
She gave me a sandwich.
No
She
sauce.
put no. She just like made it. And I'm like, are you making this like you would eat it though? Like
But-
you gotta.
But wait a second. You watching her make it?
I no. But this is where I'm taking his shit.
Okay,
I'm looking.
okay.
I have his.
So
state
you
of
don't go
mind.
to that Subway no more?
I do go there, but when I see her, I'm like, hey, bro, you can go in front of me. I go like that.
You know what's gonna happen one time? He gonna say that shit, so I gonna be like, "Oh yeah, you go in front of me," and then she gonna be like, "You know, go ahead, take him." She gonna know you fucking with her.
I'm like, all right.
If it was me, I would
Hey,
catch it.
I'm gonna lean in.
I observe things.
I'm gonna lean in if you do
Soon as-
that.
Soon as
I'm
All
gonna
right,
lean in on
so
her ass.
here's the scenario that I see. I see you walking up there to the window, you doing this. And she look out, she see
I don't
you.
do that.
And
I
she
don't
the
do
only
that.
person there, and then you slowly just go
I come
back and
in,
get
I
back
come
into
in,
your
and then you
car.
back up like Homer. You got Homer hat on. You remember when Homer backed into them bushes? This motherfucker walk in, he see only her. He back up like,
Bro, welcome to Subways. She's looking. I'm like, never mind, it's cool. She the only one there.
this ain't no motherfucking
Hey,
Subway.
you know, times are hard.
You know,
Try-
this-
She
find
better do better. Do a
employees.
better job.
My
Okay,
case-
I will tell you this. I always tip something. Even when I go to my best
yeah,
restaurants,
always.
if they have a bad day,
You never know.
like if they screwed you up, I'll,
Like you've been there
I'll
before.
tip. Yeah, but I'll tip $5,
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
and I'll be like, "It wasn't our best day today. We'll try again next time." So what does that tell you? Number one, I'm not cheap in saying I'm just not going to tip you because I don't want to tip. I want to tip you, but I'm
Mhm.
also now going to give you feedback while giving you money,
Yeah.
and then I'm going to tell you I'm going to be back.
Mhm.
So you haven't lost me as a customer. So
And
that's
that's the thing.
typically the way I
You
handle it.
tell them
As
that.
a human, because
I write it down. I write a note.
Because it's
Yeah.
human. It's humane to be like somebody can come in here. They might have just lost they mama, but they still got to put food on the table because they got kids.
Empathy.
So you have to think like, why is this person? Does this person always have an attitude?
I'm not taking that from. I'm saying if multiple times, if it's egregious,
Catch
bro.
this.
If it's egregious,
Let me
I'm
tell
like,
you, I would take rude over this, and I still tip this girl.
mhm.
This girl, she might have had a little mental problem.
Oh,
I'm not even gonna say what restaurant I was at.
was it around here?
Not around here,
Okay.
but the thing is,
Was it black owned?
we're talking to her or whatever. No, it's not black owned. But she was talking about a meal that she had at this particular restaurant,
Okay.
and she works there, and they gave her the shits.
Why would she say that to you?
Thank you. She was talking, but I think she had a mental issue.
That don't mean that she should say that.
I'm not, but if somebody's mental, they might say whatever comes to mind. You
So
know what
she
I'm saying?
she had Asperger's syndrome or some shit.
What the fuck?
That's real, nigga. Why you laughing?
Asperger?
Yeah,
What the fuck is Asperger syndrome?
that's real, bro. I
Well,
didn't
we
make
gonna
that
have to go
up.
into that another time. But she
Little
sat up
We got to
there.
look up the spelling on that one.
Yeah,
It's
Asperger.
real. It's real, bro.
Welcome to Asperger's. But so she was talking about this. You would think I wouldn't tip her because, like, first of all, you got my stomach feeling like I don't want to eat here now and all this other stuff. But
you
that
didn't-
was her way. She was one of. It seemed like she's one of those people that, you know, how nervous people just start rambling and talking about stuff because they're trying to break the ice or they're trying to fit in.
Yeah.
Sometimes that interrupts what someone is intentionally trying to say or do.
Did you give her a tip?
Yeah, I gave her a tip.
Okay.
All right, incidentally.
Gave her a tip because she was black. First of all,
See?
There we go.
Asperger's
Asperger's syndrome.
not Asperger. The fuck is a condition forming part of what?
Oh, sorry. Here you go.
What is it? Of the autistic spectrum, characterized chiefly by repetitive. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That makes sense, right?
Yeah, that's probably what she had.
Yeah. So, Black Eggs and Ham, everybody. It's making no sense to even, but yeah. You know, like having you here. You know, make yourself comfy. Rub your feet on that rug. Don't bring that shit in my house. You know, keep the curse words to the ones that I say only. Don't add any new ones because I don't like that. Right? You do that shit outside with the mother folks. No G Willikers in my house.
Gee willikers.
You know what I'm saying? No cock in my house. You know what I mean? We don't say that.
Crap.
You can say crap. Nah, don't say crap. That's so fucking
Weren't
corny.
you just talking about things that people put on sandwiches and you saying can't say crap?
Oh yeah. Well,
I
you
mean,
don't.
it got pretty bad for a
You don't
minute, so.
fucking. That's so weird. If she had a problem, that's different.
Well, maybe she didn't want you to get high blood pressure or something.
Why would she think that about you?
Because if you put mayonnaise,
Isn't that
mayonnaise
fucked up?
can help lead to high blood pressure because you're black.
But isn't that fucked up though?
Hey, I'd rather somebody look out for me in that sense.
I'd rather somebody just assume I'm healthy. That's what I want. Maybe this is a cheat meal
But
for
she
me.
knows Subway ain't healthy.
I don't. First of all, she was Mexican, bro. And she
was looking out for you.
no, she wasn't. She
Are
was
you
some
sure
bullshit.
she wait? Are you sure she was Mexican?
She was.
She
and
wasn't
not
of Hispanic
Hispanic
descent.
origin.
You
Some
know.
She was Hispanic.
country
She was
over there.
Hispanic.
She
She was
was
Okay,
Hispanic.
good. There we
She was
go.
Mexican.
There
She
we
was
go.
Hispanic. I'm sorry, people.
Salvadorian, Guatemalan. she could
Hey,
be
I'm
something.
from Panama. I'm from Panama. I
Panama.
don't know if y'all knew. I'm from Panama, so y'all shut the fuck up.
No wonder he acts the way he acts. Huh?
You know, I can get away. I can get away with some of this shit. What did Tariq say? I'm not foundational, so I can say what I want to say. You know what I mean?
But yeah, she might have been trying to say you from
She
mayonnaise.
wasn't, bro.
Or high blood.
That was the
pressure or
driest
something.
goddamn sandwich I had in my life.
Was it good?
No,
You never had a dry sandwich that was good?
I've never watched it happen.
I was just talking to somebody about a dirty sandwich.
What's that?
So when you cook your,
That's what it's called.
well, that's what I call it. When you cook, and I don't eat meat anymore, but when you cook a Hilshire sausage till it's damn near black,
Mm-hmm.
and that grease get on that bread, whatever you use, white or wheat bread, preferably white bread, and you eat the dirty sandwich, that's considered dry, and that was a bomb.
Nasty.
Oh,
That's
All right.
fucking nasty.
I got 2 points now. First of all, I
nasty.
still don't understand how you walked out of Subway eating a sandwich
dry
with
sandwich.
when you literally all you have to do is say, "Hey, can you put
Put
some
on.
more mayo
well,
or
can you put some of that on there?
on
Not-
there?"
Let me tell you why.
Because you're watching them make. They're sitting right here.
Let me tell you.
Okay.
I have anxiety.
Before she put the avocado on there, she could have.
I have anxiety. It was rush hour. There's already too many bodies in there. And I just want to get out of here. I just want to get out of here.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm looking at the sandwich. I'm like, there's not enough sauce on there.
Wait,
And
she
I'm
did put some sauce on there?
She put a drizzle, son.
Oh, but
And I'm
see,
like-
that's your fault.
I know it is.
But no, I'm saying even before somebody puts the sauce on there, I
No.
always tell them extra.
No. But at the end of the day, the other people that are there, what I've been going to Subway for a long time, for about almost 6 years now, they put the sauce on there for real.
Yeah, but even when whatever they hand is, I always tell them extra.
All right, well,
Cause I'm not I can't eat no dry.
there were
sandwich
too many
either.
people in there. I
Yeah.
couldn't do it. I
couldn't.
started getting hot. I was like, I got to get out of here. I didn't like it.
He was in the tank top and he started getting.
I
It's
can
like, I'm
okay.
gone.
I can understand that.
Yeah.
All right.
And this rush, it's like motherfuckers is coming from work.
And this is during COVID when COVID really first got off.
No,
or
this was
what?
like last year.
Okay.
Yeah. So I couldn't do it.
Okay.
I didn't go
so
back to the Subway for like 6 months.
my second question. So you stop eating meat?
I haven't eaten
Like-
meat
Yeah,
since
he
for
vegan.
8 years. I ain't
8
vegan,
years,
man.
and
Oh,
when-
what's that called? Vegetarian?
Vegetarian.
Yeah, my
so
bad.
all meat, like chicken,
Mhm.
Swine.
no
all of it's
fish?
gone. Yeah, nothing.
Duck.
and why did you do it? And I'm just curious. This will be a quick tangent. Why did you do it?
Mm-hmm.
And then what benefit do you think you've gotten from it?
Mm.
So spiritual. I believe that when I was going to sleep, I heard the voice.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. The voice said that don't eat meat, or
Mhm.
What?
Mind you, it was on 4th of July. So I just ate a whole cow probably. And I was going to sleep when I heard the voice.
You sure that wasn't a meat stick talking to you?
The what?
or the cow screaming?
Yeah.
Hey, if they were screaming, they were screaming. God was using the cow to scream.
Gotcha.
But I heard the voice and I stopped eating meat immediately right there.
Sacrificial meat. in your
Now,
stomach.
you said what's beneficial. I'll tell you one thing. I can't stand the fact that now that I don't eat meat and as much protein as I'm used to taking in for my diet, I eat too much carbs. And we know vegetables is a carb, but I eat
Right.
too much bread, pasta. Give me, I overcompensated on all the other stuff like desserts.
That's
You
my
know what I'm
that's my
saying?
weakness,
That's my
dessert.
problem.
Sugar.
So
fuck
now
you
I
up.
have to. Man, 8 years in, I'm still trying to learn how to control this part. But the one good beneficial thing is I used to have headaches all the time.
And this can go into the black health shit too.
Okay,
Yeah.
and I used to have headaches all the time.
Migraines and
and-
headaches.
I
'Cause I think they're different.
They're different.
Yeah.
And I had gout at one point.
Damn. At your age?
Yeah, because I
That's
was
pretty
eating.
bad.
Yeah, I think when you knew me, all I was doing was eating meat and working out like crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm 3-5 hour workouts eating
You had gout when we was at Lowe's, huh?
meat. Hey.
I was laughing at you about that shit. Well, this old ass nigga got gout. He was walking
Had
real
to
funny.
take a golf ball, rub it on your feet and all
this
that.
nigga was in the back walking like a hipster. This motherfucker. Oh, this nigga look crazy as
But
hell.
I didn't know that red meat can lead to that.
Mm.
So with that, me not eating meat anymore, I noticed that hasn't been an issue, and also my headaches haven't been. I still get them because I mean that can come from dehydration,
Or just
when you
life.
don't drink water or just life stress, whatever
Yeah.
the case may be. But it's not as much as it was once I cut that out. So I do give credit to not eating meat for that. Also, one thing I've learned that meat can give individuals cancer because we already have cancer cells.
You can
in
get
our,
cancer either way.
well, we have cancer cells in our bodies
and they
already.
accelerate depending on your
you know,
own.
you enhance by what your lifestyle can be.
Yeah,
Or
nigga, but
sometimes it can just enhance on its own.
exactly.
But meat, red meat and meat can you can get
Accelerate it,
cancer
you
from
think?
meat as well.
What
I've
about
heard-
chicken? Chicken?
I've heard that like if you live long enough, eventually you'll get cancer of some kind.
That's
I've
funny.
heard
I mean,
that.
it makes
That's
it
funny
makes
saying that.
sense because
If you live too
like
long.
if you're living with the cells, you know, like you live with blood and you're eating a certain style of life you've been eating your whole life and you never had high blood pressure.
Mhm.
Suddenly you go to the doctor, now you got high blood pressure. So the things that are in our bodies can enhance or can affect us over time. So I could picture someone having cancer later on in life.
even vegetarians,
Yeah, big time
they be
because
pissed too.
oh man, you gotta think I'm vegetarian, and I went in, and the doctors was like, "Yeah, you're dealing with hypertension."
Yeah.
And luckily, I went down there my last time, and my numbers were lower, so they didn't put me on no medicine or anything. But I try not to call myself a vegetarian because I eat so much carbs. I try to call myself a carbitarian. That's what I call myself.
Up, making it up. That's
Yeah.
what's up, dude.
I made that up.
I know you did.
Yeah. So you
I'm a
know.
carbitarian.
Yeah, I eat
I can't
more
wait.
carbs.
I want to see somebody's face. You say some shit like that.
Hey, that's
Thing
on
like
them.
what?
Pescatarians are fish.
Bye.
Yeah, they can say that.
Bye.
Vegan. They don't even wear animal clothing. you
Hey,
know?
there's gonna be 20 more new ones before the end of 2023.
Oh yeah,
20 more new food eater
Well,
classifications.
True.
they're gonna start putting these foods into. They're gonna call them religions soon.
Yeah. Some nigga
Yeah.
eating foil at some point.
I'm not Christian. I am.
I'll predict one right now.
Carbitarian.
Okay, I'm predicting one right now. There is going to be a classification not based on the type of food, but on the size of what you put in your
The
mouth.
What?
portionarians.
I'm a
Portionarian.
portionarian, so it's like I only eat things the size of a pea.
A
If I'm
pea.
going to eat it, it has to be diced down to this size
Palm, you know.
because that helps my
Palm
body
eaters?
digest or whatever.
Palm
It's going to be something like that. But I
That-
think
that
it's going to be
sounds too
based on
stupid.
that.
Palmitarians.
That's
Wow.
too stupid.
Portionarians. Hey, it's coming.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, I'm a palmitarian.
And then you make fun of him. It's like, I mean, how dare you? It's like, this nigga just showed up. Fuck him. I don't know him. We don't know him. He just made this shit up today on TikTok. We gotta
Well,
adhere to his rules.
But you can see the jokes on being the palmitarian. What, I mean, what are the thing they do with the size of your hands, right? What else do they associate that?
You jerking off, palmitarian. You know?
Palmitarian.
Palmitarians. You got portionarians, all that type of stuff. But yeah, big time.
I mean, if we want to circle in on black health issues, and it doesn't just stop at food, of course. I think that's less of an issue. It's an issue, but it's less of an issue. Because you look at how people talk about hostility, the anger that black men have, they've replaced with they don't have depression. It's anger. It was depression, but it's anger.
Well, that's you can eat with your eyes.
That's
You
fine,
can't-
and your stomach would affect
Yeah,
how
you
you
eat
live
with
your
your
life and
eyes,
how you
you know?
move. But if you think about the mental struggles that they have in general, and you add on the diet, you know what I mean? You add on a nigga not
Yeah.
being hugged since he was fucking 15 years old.
Mhm.
And this nigga getting dapping hugs. Nigga getting dapping hugs by his mama. You know what I'm saying? Like, my mama dapping hugged me,
Yeah,
nigga.
And no offense, and she's,
Nah.
and she's not a
The
stud.
whole handshake and everything.
And she's not a stud.
Nah. And mama a whole woman, nigga.
But she don't-
She work at Wells Fargo. And then she come out with the snap. And he's like, that's my mama, nigga. And my nigga, you gonna hurt a woman's heart sometime, a couple times,
Oh
nigga.
yeah, because when you greet a woman, that's how you gonna greet your woman.
What's up, bitch? You know what I mean? What's up? That shit was
You
good
getting
last
You
night.
getting a little too close.
Hey, that shit was good, right?
If we ain't naked, don't
Was
get
it
too close.
How you feel? How did it feel though? Did you come or not? No, I came. And then snap. He snapped.
Thanos.
You got to bring a Marvel
the
character.
end of the world. Be like, what?
Okay, so I got a question for you. Talking about diet, and I hear a lot of people talk about diets of black people.
Mm.
So now I have a real question because I didn't grow up in a black neighborhood like, you know, around all black people. I didn't grow up in the South. I don't know that any of us, did you grow up in the South?
Not in the South. I was
Okay.
just raised by the.
So,
you know,
so no
by
place
the
where
influence.
there's a plethora of cultural black food. That's what I'm saying.
Like
right?
soul food.
Right.
Okay.
So now we all understand what soul food is, but I don't eat soul food. I eat soul food if I go to a soul food restaurant.
Or Thanksgiving, you eat soul food?
No, we eat turkey and cranberry and
Macaroni and
stuffing,
cheese?
and I don't like macaroni and cheese.
You don't like
Dr-
macaroni and
No,
cheese?
I don't like
We're talking
Well,
about something else
dressing-
now.
Dressing is a
Okay, so here's my point.
it's different from stuffing and dressing.
Our
It is.
American black
Stuffing. Are you having stuffing or are you having dressing?
Stuffing.
all right, are American black people actually eating black food,
Mm.
or is the food more where it's just based on where you are and based on the lifestyle you have? Because think about it. Let's take out the black for a second. Let's
Yeah.
look at America versus other countries. We move faster here, which is why fast food is so
Important.
it's just
prevalent.
everywhere. It's prevalent, so
Mhm.
prevalent. And so I would think that would be more of a dietary challenge. Now, from there you can break it down into, okay, what types of jobs do most cultures have?
Hmm.
You know, if a culture has more jobs where it's low income, then
No.
and they're eating lower
Low-income
quality
food.
food, or a culture where they don't have a lot of time and so they're eating fast food. You know what I mean? I think economics probably have more to play into it than the actual culture of people. Now, Hispanic families tend to be a lot more tighter together, a lot stronger, and so you can almost make an argument that they eat a lot of food that is,
Traditional.
more Hispanic, traditional Hispanic food,
Even for
you can-
Thanksgiving.
and you could base a diet on that. I just don't know that really exists within the black community in the U.S. And you can have, if you have another opinion, I'm open to it, but I just haven't seen.
So, I
it.
mean, even though, like, the ties that they've given Thanksgiving food to slavery, would that fit in what you're saying at all, or is it separate?
Well, I mean, slavery is a long time ago.
Yeah, but I
But-
mean,
but
that's
it's
epigenetics.
So
Epigenetics, though.
it's two things you got to think about even when you use Hispanic food and you talk about soul,
Mhm.
as we would say soul food.
Yeah.
Two things that we got to think about. First of all, African Americans, we were pretty much forced.
To eat scraps.
No, but forced over to America. Period.
Yeah.
Hispanics choose to come up here, so they bring their
They was able to
Their
transfer the
culture.
culture.
Their culture.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
without
we
having to
100%.
be
Oh, yeah,
forced
absolutely.
to adapt to someone else's. That's one thing. That's the first thing. Second thing is because we're over here, and like you said, we were forced, like leftovers.
Yeah.
Whatever, as they would say, massa or the white man or whatever the case may be, whatever he had left over, he would throw scraps to his slaves or however people want to call it. I don't want to disrespect anybody.
That's
How they
what it
view
is.
Everybody view it differently.
It's the fucking facts. It's history.
But the thing is, those things that he threw, our grandparents, great grandparents made a miracle out of it. Like we were talking about how you make nothing into something. Like if you think about greens and they put that ham hock in there, that was like to give the greens flavor. But that probably was whatever was thrown at them, and they was like, "Oh, I'll put this together."
But the quote unquote soul food made its way from that time frame all the way till now with
Till
us
now,
today.
because it's spiritual. Like I said, it's cultural, but it's spiritual. That's just life. Life is spiritual. Like once you open up that window and that door,
Mhm.
it's no going. Like we said, it's no going back. Now everybody might not do it, but there's individuals that will carry that on. Like if you think about mac and cheese, there's mac and cheese, but there's so many different styles of mac and cheese. You got people talking about I got the 5 cheese mac and cheese.
It's
The-
just cheese.
The burnt, nasty
all
I got
just
mac
that.
and
You know what I'm saying? They
cheese.
You've been having bad mac and cheese, dude.
Yeah, something wrong.
Come on, you
I-
hear this guy's crazy.
You know,
I mean, come on. Half of it's burned, half of it's
No,
not.
you got it
that
bad.
brown, that's
Or
just
you
like
get it
when
out
you
the
eat
box and you be all
Out the-
nasty.
You hear
box,
him?
man, that's the
Oh.
problem. Out the box.
All right. Well, you
That's
gotta
the
show
problem.
me some real mac and cheese.
But-
I
But
do
it's
not
just
like
that
That's crazy.
that we as African Americans, we try to put a twist on something. You know what I'm saying? Like our great grandparents started off with mac and cheese. But like I said, now we got the 5 cheese mac and cheese. We got the jalapeno mac and cheese. You might have bacon in mac and cheese. Or now we got people putting lobster in mac and cheese.
Who the
You know
fuck
what
putting
I'm
lobster in there?
Oh, it's out there.
At restaurants, you mean?
Yeah, well, period.
Gee, Christ.
But the thing is that
You warm that up?
We take nothing and always make it into something. Even with America. America was all land or whatever the case may be. And yeah, we were forced to build it, but we always are able to take nothing and make it into something. So with that, when it comes to the food thing, you go off and you think about soul food or you think about fast food or whatever the case may be. We take other cultures' food and we put a twist of our own on it. That's why I think that when you say that it matters what area you're in. Like I'm pretty sure whatever you were eating, your mom might have put a twist on it, possibly.
Yeah, my mom, she's
Cause my
half Filipino, so
okay,
we be eating salmon cakes and stuff like
salmon croquette.
that. Yes, I hated
You hate salmon croquette because you didn't put no syrup on
salmon.
it.
What? You supposed to do that?
I
Oh
don't know.
man,
I didn't
that's
heard
the
about
southern thing though.
syrup.
You put syrup on it.
Mm.
So that's the
Maybe
thing.
that's why.
Yeah, I don't know.
You put that syrup. You
I,
put that syrup on them
so
them
I
salmon
got
croquette.
one small thing on what you're talking about. I get the history of how the food started and everything, but I always get concerned when people start saying they gave us the scraps because you have to understand something. 20 years from now,
Mhm.
black people are going to look back at us and look at how we lived and go, how could they live like that? Like,
Hmm.
how could they live knowing they didn't have job opportunities and cops would profile them? How could they have possibly? It must have been horrible, right?
Yeah,
Mm.
We look back like in people from the 50s and 60s and
60s.
think that, right?
Yeah.
Now, you ask somebody from the 50s and 60s, they'll be like, we lived just fine. We had our neighborhoods, we
Yeah.
bought houses, we had friends, we went to church,
Sad
we
to
had our
see.
parties, we had our life, right?
It's sad.
And so the further you go back, there are still versions of that.
I mean, that's natural
Now,
progression, right?
okay, but here's the thing.
Mm.
If I'm a white slave owner, what good would it do me to give scraps, just scraps to my slaves and treat them like crap and lower their productivity?
I'm not. We don't,
Because
I
I'm
don't
in it for
think
the
we all
money.
did it. I don't think we all
So
did it.
that's my point, though.
Yeah.
They had their lives too, and as long as they didn't go outside of that box, whatever
Mhm.
that box was, they were fine. And I'm sure they had certain things that they were allocated that they could eat. And I agree with you. I think they took those things and then they made something great out of it. They, maybe they were limited. Maybe it's like, okay, you get all the cows that are over X years old, or you get only this many, or you get this pigs that
It's called manager
yeah,
specials.
we're no longer whatever. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But I imagine they ate well and they, as long as they stayed within those boundaries, they were fine.
This just feels like a Kanye conversation at this point.
But yeah, I mean, I just don't want to get that impression that we just thought all slaves were just all skinny and beat down.
Yeah.
I know because they
weren't.
couldn't be.
Oh, you're
they-
strong.
No,
No,
and they had to
couldn't be.
have
Bunch of
they had to
bruises.
have their versions of happiness.
First of all, let's think about it right
you know
now.
what I mean?
How could they how could they be in the sun like that? Just when I'm in the sun for 5 minutes, I'm like, where's the shade?
You get. Oh. I thought you were gonna say you got power. You feel like you're using power from
Well, I
the sun.
mean, you talk about his vitamin D and all that from the
Energized.
sun.
My
All that.
black skin
But
energized.
you got to think the things that they overcame. It's one of them things where, like, okay, even if it was scraps, I just overcame this heat. I just overcame these bruises and because cotton picking, you get stung.
Yeah, you
however
get pricked.
say
You
it,
get pricked.
pricked.
Yeah.
All these things. When it's time to eat, first of all, it's the one time where most likely all of the family probably was together at that point. probably
Yeah.
by then.
That was their Thanksgiving.
So you take that and they tried to enjoy as much as they could. That's why when you say looking back, somebody's gonna look back 20 years from now and be like, how did they do that? Well, because the first thing is it's sad to say when our people was dealing with civil rights and all that stuff, we were more unified.
All right, we gotta. This is getting too serious.
I was just too sick. It's crazy to me where we were more unified
Yeah,
as a people.
we're gonna make you guys laugh in a minute. Just let him get his shit off.
When you say when we
I'll start
have
laughing
like
early.
when they were dealing with that stuff,
Mhm.
and now that we do have more opportunity now, it seems like we're less unified.
Now that's perfect. I'm glad you said that because that segues. This is still Black Health. This is a
Mhm.
Black Health segment. At this
Yeah, yeah.
point, this is fucking TED Talk, Black Talk. We have okay. You know how we have mass shootings, right? And it's become a mass shooting epidemic in America.
Oh yeah,
A drive-by is a mass shooting.
it is.
But for some reason, it's not labeled as a mass shooting. It's just a nigga out there in a fucking
No.
Honda, a Honda accent shooting at niggas.
But the thing is, just like with a serial killing, you have to do a certain amount
Mhm.
in a certain
For it to
amount
become
of
serial
time
killing.
frame.
Exactly.
Like it can't be like you just killed people 7 days in a row. No, it has to be spread out of time.
Yeah.
So when you think about a mass shooting, most of the time we always say, "Oh, Caucasian
Hmm.
going and doing a mass shooting."
Because that's what's been publicized.
Now, what is the reason behind them doing it? Is the question.
Now,
That's
I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist,
yeah.
right?
Mhm.
But I got a couple people that follow my page and they like the
Mhm.
show and they're big fans and
Yeah,
they're also conspiracy theorists, unfortunately.
yeah.
Shouts to Mad Octane. Uh, but
Man.
I feel that these people are being. I think it's MK Ultra. I don't know if you ever heard of MK Ultra before.
No.
I feel like it's MK Ultra. Like, there's no way the lady who shot up the elementary school, was it elementary school or middle school?
A lady did?
Yeah, it was she was trans, and she went up there with, she had 2
And
rifles.
shot kids?
She shot 2 kids, I think two teachers.
So why do you think she did it? Or he did it?
Now, before that happened, she said there was text messages to another teacher. And
the trans was a teacher?
yes. No, she used to go to school there. She was 28 years old.
Ooh,
She used to go to school
See, I
there.
knew it had to be something behind it.
So there could have been some kind of situation that happened with her while she was a child
Yeah.
at that school.
Yeah.
That doesn't warrant her going to killing innocent children, of course.
28 years. You talking, it was elementary?
Yeah, I think it was elementary school.
So elementary is up to what? At that time, it was up to 11 years old.
So
So 17 years later.
yeah. Now tell me why she randomly decided to do that, and then in her own shit. Because I feel that there's some kind of triggering happening with some of these people, and they're choosing to like, there's a time schedule. It's like born supremacy shit. Because you know how many niggas is mad? You know how many black men are just angry?
Oh, to react the way
Ah.
stuff that we're dealing with.
Just
If we
period.
were to react out of that, it'll be a problem.
Let me spice this up. When George Floyd got killed, why we didn't go around just killing niggas?
I didn't move it this time.
Why we didn't just go around and just offing niggas, bro? Just be like, oh, we gonna start killing people, bro. Because
Just Nat Turner.
we would be warranted. Nat Turner shit. We'd be warranted. And we have a nigga going around with his own Bible, being like, all right, execution. Let's start doing what we gotta do.
Hey,
And it never happens.
We've had this conversation before, like where you feel like they should react and go out, and we should go out as a people and do it. I know we've
I've had an
this
argument
conversation.
with my coach about this shit before.
And it's sad to say, do I believe that we should? Not that we should.
We
but,
cannot talk about this on the podcast.
Okay.
Okay?
No, I'm saying I can't say that we should.
Okay, I'll just be
But
careful.
it just seems like it's sad to say. It seems like it's a must. You know what I'm saying? Like how you saying, why haven't we? It's like you can't say that, and it's sad to say some African American, black, dark skin, whatever, want to do some things that others have done.
I'm about to drop a bomb on you right now from what you just said. Now, we don't understand the school shootings at all, right?
No.
Some of these people, the kids, I get it, bullied, right?
Mhm.
But the grown ass people, the Uvalde shooting, the cops wouldn't let the parents go get their kids. They let some of them kids get killed.
I know.
So when you look back at that, and then you look at us in the situation that we've dealt with, right, with the cops.
We should be.
If somebody if somebody went to a precinct and started letting some bullets fly, nobody would say, why are they doing it? Not one person, bro. Now you think of the school shooting, you be like, why would?
Oh yeah, but like you said, they went back to their The transgender went back to
Not
their
just her.
school.
Not just her though.
I'm just saying, at this particular story, they
Yeah.
went back to their school,
And then
killed
shot
two teachers,
and 2 kids.
and 2 kids. Now,
Mhm.
did they kill 2 teachers that were teachers when they were there?
That was not. That didn't come out. They didn't.
So
come in.
that's the problem, because when we deal with
She did tell a teacher.
shootings
She
and
told-
stuff
she-
like that,
She told a teacher that she knew that was up there that she was going to do that though.
to not
that she
come
was
to
gonna-
work.
She said that she pretty much alluded to the fact of her ending her life.
Catch this. So with the shootings, like even when the news and them get it, how they word it.
They have to.
But no, if I'm talking about even with ethnicity, when you hear a Caucasian shooting, they be like, "Oh, he had this childhood or was bullied." But then when you hear about a black shooting, they'd be like, "Oh, this," not saying knucklehead, but they'd be like, "Oh, this type of individual, and but
Yeah.
they'll word it as
He's a
make it like a
troubled-
villain.
Yeah, he's a troubled individual.
He's the villain, but the other guy is the victim.
Yeah, just recently in Harlem, a guy, he was 19 years old. They showed a video of him doing an interview with a reporter. And at 19, he was on a scooter. He looked very full of life. He had good things to say.
Black
which
or white?
he's a black dude.
Mhm.
And then just recently, he's 21 now. He killed a 19-year-old in a park somewhere, went to a smoke shop an hour later, and then got to another dude inside the smoke shop, shot him. The dude fell. He executed a shot to him in the smoke shop, and then just walked out. And mind you, the funny thing about this is going to set our situation up a little more when it comes to this conversation.
Mhm.
They let him go after he shot at cops, I think not too like a week before that. So
They
why
let a
would you?
black man go?
They let him go. His bail was at $300,000. It went to $30,000, and he paid it, and he got out.
Where the hell did he get all his money?
And then the police chief goes and puts out a statement talking about how we shouldn't let these dangerous individuals out
But they
because
let 'em.
if they're bold enough to shoot at cops, but you let them out though.
Yeah, but why is it that if they vote to shoot at cops, how about they're just vote to shoot at human beings? Period.
How about you don't let this nigga out?
No, they shouldn't have.
You shooting at us? How did you even survive that?
Exactly.
Like it goes back, right? Because they don't kill the mass shooters. I'm surprised that I'm surprised she got killed.
She killed herself.
She could. I think she might have killed herself. And then the one before that, I think the cops got him. But remember, before at one point, it was mostly men doing it.
Mm.
And then I think women wanted some equality, so they was like, we about to start doing this shit too.
Well, I mean,
It's a bad joke, but you get what I'm saying. Like we never expected for women to be doing that. I never thought it.
But that's why you can't say that it doesn't even happen.
It's
'Cause,
not.
like,
It's a rare.
It's very rare to be seen because that's not who they suspect to do it. So it's easier for them to go under the radar.
But wouldn't that now? Let's go back to the anger part. How many people are actually angry for real? But does it just stop at anger, or is it murderous intent? Because having murderous intent itself, with that anger, a lot of us will actually go kill people, but we just don't have it in us to do such things. So that's why I go back to I feel like it's being triggered. These are random ass people deciding to start killing people, bro. And you're not even killing. Go to a motherfucking Chick-fil-A. You know how many people you gonna get? Go to In-N-Out. Ain't nobody getting out that line. Them lines is long, nigga. You gonna rack up.
Suggesting nothing. No,
Nah, I'm just saying.
I'm teasing. No Grand Theft Auto.
I'm just saying. If you want to do some ass shit,
Yeah,
stop killing them goddamn kids, okay?
hey, that's true.
Go to the Chick-fil-A line. Be long as a
But there's some
motherfucker,
kids in
nigga.
them lines at the Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, but it's not a school though.
Oh, shit.
Okay, so back to MK
Can
Ultra.
they do it?
Yeah,
on,
MK
can they do,
Ultra.
can they
Yeah,
do the
MK
Chick-
Ultra.
Can they do the Chick-fil-A shooting on Sunday, please?
He wanted to stop talking about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why he did that.
Is that a joke? Considering it's
I'm
closed
saying it's
Sunday?
Sunday they close on
Yeah,
Sunday.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
why I
I'm
said that
sorry,
because
okay.
because this fool is talking about. I'm like, damn.
I'm just saying, like, why are they shooting kids, bro? How do kids? They can't defend themselves. They're children. They're innocent as fuck. They don't know.
Mhm.
You got some rascals in there, of course, but it's like to go up there and like to zero in on children. And it's been a long stretch of like these young kids getting killed.
You know how football and NFL when it does CTE, or is it CTE, right?
Yeah, CT.
They go and check the brains on these athletes after they pass.
You feel like that's the case with some of these shooters?
They need to go into that.
You're not gonna find nothing
Why
because these
wouldn't
dude. I don't believe that these people.
You don't think that there's an effect with the membranes and all
No.
that stuff? Like
There might be some occasions, but
it might be a tumor on
remember
one
old
side
boy
or
that
something?
shot up that country joint when in Las Vegas.
Oh,
He was in the hotel room, had the rifle,
Oh,
and
yeah,
started
I remember
emptying
that.
out. And I'm like, they said before that this nigga was a regular guy. He was just gambling.
What
and-
I'm saying there has to be a chemical imbalance, and
Nah.
you can't just omit it. If
Because-
they start to check the
My
brain
nigga,
just to see
bums
if there's
have chemical
something.
imbalances. They ain't going around shooting people or killing people.
We understand that. But my thing is if somebody is artistic and they're creative,
Mhm.
creative.
Yes.
Whatever part of the brain of the creative part, I'm pretty sure there's more pressure and action and activity going on.
To a degree.
So
of course.
somewhere in the brain, there's definitely like anger, stress, maybe murder intent, or whatever the case may be. There's somewhere in the brain where scientists who study this and doctors who study this would know. So why don't they go check these people's brain if they didn't blow their own brains
if
out?
they haven't did it.
If they didn't blow
haven't
their
did
own
it.
brains out.
No, but not even if they probably did that already and
Right.
found nothing. There might be. I
But
don't know.
just because you didn't find nothing that time, don't mean you won't find something later.
That's true.
We've always like when they talk about grapefruit burning fatty acids.
Yeah.
Or eggs being high in cholesterol, and then they come around, they'll come and have something else that they say about
Popcorn is bad for you.
Yeah, it's before it was said that was brain food.
Popcorn?
Yeah, that's one of the things that you would hear, like, oh, that's brain food.
I never heard that.
I never heard that either.
I don't know if people were joking when they said it, but I've heard that popcorn
Sounds
is
like a
brain
good
food. But then also, when you hear about it now it's like, oh, you can get the waves, the microwaves, and the things into your system because usually people microwave it.
The radiation is everywhere.
Yeah.
You can't change. You can't get away from that.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, they can go and continue to study because they might find something.
I mean, they haven't did it. There's no study on that at this point. I don't know if that's something that they want to focus on at all. I'm pretty sure they have kind of rounded the block on to see if it's a mental thing.
Yeah.
Like they have. There's no way they haven't done that. Like that just makes sense.
I mean, it does.
Like let's try to do something to make it look like we were trying,
yeah,
opposed to just because we can't stop it.
because
We
you don't
can't
know
stop
what people are thinking.
But like I said, I feel like these people being issued out, bro. Because that was a Catholic school. Nobody even know about that fucking school. Why would you shoot the one that she shot
transgender?
up? Yeah. It was a Catholic school.
So then that's when people are going to go and have their own assumption. Transgender. Was this child molested when they were younger? That caused them to want to be a transgender.
But regardless of the
Were they
assumption,
bullied?
regardless of the
No,
assumption,
I'm just saying that's what I'm saying. That's
Yeah.
the thought.
but I don't like
you're
that
going to.
because it leaves too many people to be like, this is why. This is what I'm telling you. I'm talking
But
to you
then
guys.
you have somebody
it's
that
like, shut the
didn't
fuck
do
up.
it, that dealt with the same, probably the same exact things that individual dealt with.
Probably. That's
So
something.
why didn't that person go kill?
Because I think it's just I don't like I said, it's either a lack of murderous intent or you care about human life
Mhm.
compared to a person who is to themselves are just waiting to explode or has been triggered to go and do these things by something that's out of that it has power beyond what we think.
Now, what is the trigger?
The
That's
simple answer is we're not all the same. That's why.
You-
People are just gonna.
definitely.
But we wasn't doing this in the 90s. This wasn't happening in the 90s.
Well,
Columbine?
think about it. Hold on.
That was one.
So what's the difference between now and the 90s? You didn't have instantaneous news.
But no.
Which means you didn't hear about regional things.
So do you
as
think that
much.
people
You
went
had
to schools and
Facebook
shot
and
schools up?
MySpace and
Do
all
we
that
think
stuff.
that in the 90s?
That's easy. We can look it up.
Nah, because
Okay.
I'm gonna be real. Some states and cities will keep stuff on hush.
You ain't about to keep 7, 8
There's
kids
some
getting
things
shot
that have been
in high
kept
school.
on hush. What was that story?
You talking about back in the day though? You talking about back in the day,
I'm
right?
just saying. I just saw a documentary talking about the 70s or 80s,
Mm-hmm.
and there was these murders that were going down, and nobody was talking about it until something happened where it finally got out. But they kept it inside their community. So
Was it a small community?
I don't remember how small, how
You gotta
big.
be you gotta be specific.
No,
'Cause
I'm saying
that-
I don't remember how small, how big, but mind you that this became a national issue.
I don't think it sounds like it wasn't a fruitful place where a lot of people actually went and
But when people would go there, they could end up being victimized or being victims, and they didn't know that they were walking into this. This is what I'm saying. Like you say, do you think that people were keeping were certain cities or certain states where things kept,
yeah.
and with all of the news and all that? But if the city doesn't speak on it, or let's say even if the cops or the sheriff swept it under the rug, and it never got out, nobody would know.
That's a rural
Now
area.
we have cameras and social media and stuff. But I'm just saying, like how you were like how Saul was
back in the day
saying-
you could do that.
What's
Because that takes you to Texas Chainsaw Massacre. He was killing mad people, and it
Yeah.
was like, oh fuck.
That's what I'm saying. Saul was saying in the 90s
Yeah.
that certain stuff probably
can
didn't
see
pop
that.
up. Or
Yeah, or they
over there.
classify in other states they classified it as something else.
yeah,
They might not have called it a mass.
It was just
shooting.
one crazy person,
Right.
Bill.
they didn't
got
want
him.
to, but they knew the person that did the killing,
They
so they
always
didn't
do.
want to.
They always
didn't
do.
want to put that like
Yeah.
onto their city, their state, or whatever. case
Or
may
maybe
be.
reporters actually did their jobs and went and found the reason why this guy
Mhm.
actually did it and
Oh.
said it was a murder for hire or it was,
Mhm.
this family jealousy or something. And so
Yeah.
it wasn't this just thing of, oh, let's just call it a mass shooting and not really worry why. Right.
I mean, do you think they can find out nowadays with all technology we have?
Yeah.
Most of these cases we don't, unless they're withholding information, right? We don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know.
That's the thing.
Right.
If the residents are being truthful, like if Daryl was getting bullied,
Yeah.
would the bully be honest? Like, yeah, I bullied Daryl.
And 9 out of 10, we all know whoever's around Daryl, they know.
Yeah,
They just didn't do shit about it.
exactly.
That shit happens all the time, bro. I mean, speaking of people with mental illnesses, Marcus Houston is out here marrying 18, 19-year-olds. Was she 19 years old? I think she was 19.
How old is he? Like 40?
Who? Marcus Houston?
About
I think
40?
so.
About 40?
He said he ran into her when they came in contact when she was
When she like-
17.
17.
And he said he didn't talk, they stopped talking. And then when she turned 19, he decided to marry her. He said he knew she was for him.
Mm.
So grooming anybody?
Do you have a problem with that?
Hell yeah, nigga.
No, I'm saying him marrying her at 19.
I have a problem with him marrying her at all.
Okay.
Because if it wouldn't have came out that he got in contact with her at 17 years old,
Mhm.
then cool.
Okay.
I mean, it is weird you're dating, you're fucking with a 19-year-old.
Well, I remember we were just having a conversation
Yeah.
about 21 and 18.
Exactly. Yeah. And I'm like,
12 and 15. How
But
the
he's-
difference
he
plays
said he
out.
feel that she's his soulmate. And I'm like, you're a 40-year-old man and she's 19 years old. I mean, unless you're gonna make your ass some Cheerios or some shit,
She
then that's
probably can cook.
I'm just fucking making a joke.
I know.
Damn it. But I'm just saying it just sounds crazy. Like, what they gonna match shapes together in the living room? Like, it don't make sense to me, bro. Y'all gonna be watching Desperate Housewives together? How about we put on some motherfucking Peppa Pig? You know what I mean? Because it just, dude.
But remember what we talked about, how some individuals might have to grow up earlier at a young age.
It could be Arrested Development. But do you think Marcus Houston has Arrested Development? This nigga's been all over. I'm not trying to say he's smart, but he's been all over the world.
Mhm.
He's an actual, like, people know him. His name is, it ain't popping, but it's known, right? You marry, not date. You're marrying a 19-year-old woman.
How old is he again?
He got to be like 35, 40.
No, he over 35. He about
Yeah?
40.
Was
Because
it-
I'm 38, so
there's
he got to be a
there's a
year or
good-
two older than me.
There's a good amount of the male population that would just say, "Hey,
Yeah.
way to go."
I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
You
A
know?
lot of males go for
I'm
younger
going
women.
to stop there, but when you add the 17 into it, what do you mean you didn't stop talking to her, bro?
But I mean, that happens
Come on.
quite often. You remember when you was on high school and that one dude pulled up in the car and your 14, 15-year-old female friend was there.
And I was always like,
we
oh, shit.
didn't understand that, but
But that was back then.
yeah.
This is we talking about now.
What I'm just saying is some older dude pulled up and picked up some young high schooler at one time.
But that's the thing. We can't.
He waited, even if he talked to her at 17. So like say
He groomed her then.
what I'm saying, he saw her, right?
Yeah,
And say she looked like a grown woman, right?
at 17.
And he finds out she's 17.
Okay.
Because she told him
Yeah.
he says,
which
okay,
the right
well,
thing to
look
do.
it.
Yeah.
he's Marcus Houston,
As
first of all.
far as what he, as far
Time
as
out.
what,
Well, I'm saying he's Marcus Houston, right?
okay.
He has a Instagram probably, or whatever the case may be. He
He's
might
on.
have cut it off at 17.
He's a popular.
Do you
We
have
don't
a
know
problem
that.
with him cutting it off at 17 than marrying her at 19?
Yes, nigga, because it makes us
What if he
believe
didn't touch her or nothing?
we don't know that.
We don't know that.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
So we can't judge him off
But-
of that
but
if he
if-
say, okay, 19.
But if
I'm
we're
a-
gonna use what you said about the people in high school when I was going to high school,
Mhm.
we didn't know that shit was bad either. But niggas was doing it. A lot of
he
hood
was
niggas.
jealous.
Like,
mad.
yeah, hell yeah, niggas. I wanted to date her.
Thank you. That's
You
the
took her
thing.
from me. That's what's going to prom with her.
Exactly. So the thing is, at 38, he ain't taking no 19-year-old from me because that ain't my style.
Yes,
So if he want the 19-year-old, that's on him.
but the issue is the believability of him actually not messing with her or talking to her
I mean, it's
between the time from
possible.
17 to 19 years old,
It's possible.
and that's bad. If that's the case, and there's no evidence, but that's bad. The fact that it came out is fucked up, and he had to actually he felt like he had to protect himself,
I
and he
mean,
came out and said something about it.
It wasn't like what's the dude?
Would you care if she was 21? Just out of curiosity.
If
Let's
she
say
was
you met her at
21,
21.
At
Him
21,
being
I would
35.
I
Let's say,
would-
and I'll give you a- let's say he was 45.
42 now.
okay, 45.
Would you have an issue with it?
If
or
she's
is it the
21 years
fact-
old?
Yeah.
No,
Okay, so it's just the fact that she was under 18.
she's barely removed from high school, dude. Barely.
yeah.
That to
okay.
me, that's weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm 36. I would not date a 19-year-old.
There's a 22-year-old married to a 64-year-old right now.
Okay, does he have money?
I didn't dig into that part. But
Pretty
my
sure he
thing
does.
is that do you view a problem with that? 42 years?
Pretty sure he got money.
But my thing is, by the time she turned his age, he would be
It
106
don't
if
even
he's still
matter,
alive.
nigga. You leaving the
No, so my thing is,
the vital point.
my thing is, well, 42 years. We talking double the age that Marcus Houston is probably to his wife.
Yeah. Okay.
So what is that okay?
No,
64, 22.
he's saying the fact that she's underage. She
But she's
started
no
She's
longer
19 years
not
old.
underage.
No, and here's my
when he
thought.
married her.
I
Yeah.
would understand, and this would be a bigger issue if she was 14.
Of course.
And let's say he didn't have to be. He was 30 and she was 14.
Yeah.
That's different. She's right on the cusp of womanhood.
Turning 18.
She don't even know
So now-
shit.
Okay, but again, we talked about before, like
Yeah.
people having different experiences and all that stuff, right?
Mhm.
She might have been grown for her age, you know, for all we know.
'Cause-
And he's looking at it, he's like, okay, well, he married her at 19, so he could have done it the other way too, I guess, under certain circumstances.
Yeah.
But he waited. I mean, that's the thing. You're right. It's not
So
considered kosher, but it's right on the cusp.
So for right now, it's just hearsay. That's all we
Yeah.
can go. We
That's
don't
all
have.
we
We
know.
don't.
We don't
That's all we
know.
know. We can't go off on nothing else.
Yeah.
But it does, for it to be put out in light, it looks crazy
Yeah.
because of all of the other
So
things
how
that we've
about
seen.
This? If he would have came out and said, I met my wife at 17. She was 17 when I met her, but I left her. I didn't.
He did say it.
Okay, but did he say it before it was brought out?
No, he didn't.
That's what I'm saying. If he would have said that before it was brought to the attention, would it weigh differently?
The way would have been different.
Okay.
That's what I feel like because there's no reason for him to say that.
I can understand that
Yeah,
when
yeah,
you
yeah.
say that, but we can't say that he didn't say, "Oh, I can't touch you," and wait till you're 19.
I'm not saying he couldn't have, but
Does he have any kids?
I don't. He got kids with her.
He don't have no kids prior.
I don't know. I don't pay attention to Marcus Houston, nigga.
I'm just saying.
This is the
Hey,
most.
you-
This is the most press he's been getting for a long time, niggas.
Shit, Tubi. All the movies on Tubi been written and directed by him and Stokes.
Oh shit, never mind.
Shoot, yeah, all them Tubi movies.
people be dogging.
This gonna be a
Tubi.
new one.
every
He got a new one on
time
his ass.
every time I turn on Tubi, it got Marcus Houston name or his picture on it.
He got a new
Shoot.
one on his hands, man. Are we supposed to have some little? I want to talk about some fights that's coming up. Nick Diaz and Jake Paul.
Mm.
Can't wait for that. I got Nick Diaz, of course.
Yeah,
You know, there's no way I'm going for Jake Paul. Get the fuck out of here.
Nah, I can't do that. I
I'm
go for Sean Paul.
Sean Paul. Suck us out.
I'll go with him before I go with Jake Paul over Diaz.
Sean Paul probably get down, nigga.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
You remember on Def Jam? Remember that video game?
Yeah, it's a video
You
game.
need that Adon. You know, shoot.
I don't want my fighters to ponder replay, nigga. But I feel that when it comes to Jake Paul, he's
getting better.
He's boxing.
Yeah,
he's
he's getting
actually
better.
boxing now,
Mhm.
and that's good. Shouts to that. He ain't really fighting nobody for real. Let's be honest.
But
These
this about to be a
motherfuckers.
real one right here.
I'm not now. I like Nick Diaz.
Mhm.
My brother had a couple. Was able to actually talk to Nick, have a couple combos with Nick Diaz before.
Mhm.
He's a cool guy. Straight up, very honest.
Yeah.
Says what's on his chest, which is sometimes the worst thing to do, especially for him. Could be very, very aggressive.
Mm.
But outside of fighting, never heard anything bad about the dude. You know what I mean? So when it comes to this fight in general, I would say him versus Jake Paul, it could go
Either way.
yes.
Mm.
I want Nick to win.
Yeah.
But Nick is I feel like Nick, when it comes to weight wise, I don't think it matches up well. Jake Paul is bigger than people think. Nick Diaz could box better than Jake Paul. So I don't want to make this shit into like a analytic situation because it's not. This ain't real boxing. It's an exhibition. So it's just for bullshit. It's mostly just for bullshit and jokes. But if Nick, I've never seen Nick Diaz get knocked out. Really, I've seen him I think he got TKO'd, but never got knocked out. So I feel like it can go the distance. I'm pretty sure it's gonna go the distance. Almost every Jake Paul fight has went the distance.
So what you believe is if it's boxing, if
it's sheer boxing,
Diaz will win.
Diaz
But
will
if it's fighting,
then
Paul
Paul
will win.
Yes,
Mm.
because Paul can make it. Like I said, I'll talk to people that punch output. Punch output is big. Nick Diaz has more punch output on record in his lifetime compared to Jake Paul, who just started. Really, let's be honest. He hit the scene real hard because of his name.
Mhm.
So if we want to talk about that, That's the shit that's gonna be the meat and potatoes of the situation.
Yeah.
Now if if he uses weight and knows how to distribute it and use it against him on the ropes, he can tire him out real good.
Mhm.
You got a fight in your hands.
Hold him.
You got a fight in your
But
hands.
if Diaz is slipping out of that, it's gonna be a problem because he's gonna get a couple kidney shots.
Yeah, and he might, and that's the thing. Like, I don't care how much Jake Paul hasn't really fought. When it comes to numbers and whatnot,
Mhm.
a bigger guy can knock you out.
Yeah.
A bigger guy can knock you out. Like, I don't give a fuck if you're professional or not. Even when Mayweather fought one of the Pauls, I don't know if he fought this one or his other brother.
Mhm.
He was still weary of it because he was like, I'm not about to let him just land a clean shot, nigga.
Mhm.
Like, this big nigga he's big.
Yeah. And then another thing is, what's their diet gonna be like the day of the fight?
Well,
You know, or are
Jake-
they gonna pack on, or are they gonna
nah, you can't do
or
that.
stay?
Well, like I said, we can't be analytical because it's an exhibition.
Mhm.
So they could do what they want to do, really.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah, there's no
can
there's no belt.
Can I throw on an extra 10 right
A motherfucker
there?
could eat a pasta Primavera before he get there. It don't matter.
Mhm.
It's like, nigga, you just show up for the fight.
Yeah.
They're not gonna be like, oh, this is unprofessional, nigga.
Because
you-
old boy is light. I'm saying because old boy is lighter than him. So what is his strategy going into it? That's what I'm saying.
Nick Diaz looks skinny, but he's actually a heavyweight.
No, I believe.
Yeah, so I don't think he's right at where Jake is, but I think it's pretty close. And then we got Gervonta Davis fighting Ryan Garcia. That's gonna be great.
What you think is that?
Oh my God, bro. I've been going in on Facebook, on Instagram about this shit. I've been going in because a lot of people are going, they're making this a race thing, right? And it's not a race
Are they
thing.
fighting on Cinco de Mayo or
They
in
can't
September?
because Tank's supposed to be going to prison for a hit and run that he did last year. But they'll be fighting on April 22nd. I'm paying for that for sure. I'm
Damn.
buying that for sure.
Yeah.
And I feel this is my analysis of it. According to what I've seen from both boxers, right?
Yeah.
If Ryan doesn't get roped in by the crowd, because that happens a lot, motherfuckers get in the ring, they start yelling your name, this motherfucker's a TikTok star and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And if he doesn't do that and he just chills, relaxes, gets his points, chills, doesn't worry about too much, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. Always be weary of the punch.
But if he come roaring,
If you doing too much,
then
because these 3 rounds be looking good,
Diplo go high.
you gonna get knocked out.
Ooh,
Because Gervonta is hard. I think Gervonta is harder than him. A homie hit me up a couple days ago. He said, I like Ryan Garcia's punch. I'm like, you're just saying that because it's a fucking bag.
Mm-hmm.
That's a bag, bro.
Yeah.
That's not a person.
Gervonta can give you that Mike Tyson. You remember when Mike Tyson would get low?
Yeah.
And come with the all you can?
And no matter what I've said about Gervonta Davis, he's a horrible interviewer. Let's be honest. But his ring generalship is fucking amazing. He knows what he's doing in that ring.
Oh, yeah.
So if he face to face, if he squares up with you, you're gonna have a problem.
Oh, yeah.
You're gonna have a problem in your hands for real, because there's no way for you to navigate the landscape better than him according to how much punch output. Not punch output, because he doesn't punch that much, but the power from it is bro. It'll eradicate your fucking chin, nigga. It's crazy. Even body shots, it can come from any way. And sometimes he'll walk you down. And at his height, walking people down is crazy. You know what I mean? And that's shit Pacquiao used to do back in the day. But it was the output that Pacquiao had was amazing. Like, you look at the punch percentage, you like, this is just crazy. How do you throw that many punches? Tank is doing all that with power.
Now, mentality is very important. Like, when I think of athletes, their mental outside of their sport is very, very important.
So when it comes to Gervonta, his mentality is more so, I want to get you out of here. I want to hurt you.
I understand that, but this is the case, what I'm saying. Like, when you think about Kobe, when he was going through the trials and stuff, he still was killing and dropping numbers.
So you think it's gonna elevate?
I'm saying, how do you feel Davis is gonna come out knowing that this, not saying that this could be his last fight, but this definitely will be his last fight for
situation.
A while.
Yeah, of course.
So how do you think he's about to attack this situation? Like, I think that plays big into the mental of what's going on happen in the ring.
He's not showing anything at this point. He hasn't showed anything really that it's affected him. A lot of shit happens behind the scenes. Yeah. We don't see it. He could have had moments where he had a lapse of judgment due to the fact of knowing what he's going through.
Yeah.
But I feel like when they signed a contract for this fight, and this fight was actually in a proof.
Mhm.
I feel like he was like, all right, I'm gonna take it all out.
Did they give him a sentence already?
Nah, they haven't sentenced him yet.
So he knows he's going.
he
But
knows
they
he-
haven't given him a time.
If I'm not
frame.
mistaken, he knows he's going. He just don't know how long, or they haven't divulged how long he's going for.
How you feel about that, Saul?
I don't know much about it.
Well,
honestly.
I'm saying for somebody that's being sentenced to something, but they know they're going to jail, but they haven't even been given their time frame. That's crazy.
They already
How do
haven't.
you think he's
already
gonna
hasn't
approach that?
divulged it because they don't have to tell us.
Yeah.
All right. Well, first of all, I would say let's make sure we look it up and make sure
Yeah,
they
yeah,
haven't
yeah. That's why they
divulged
want to.
it.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So let's do that first because you're right. It's usually if you're convicted and then you get sentenced, you know.
You
So
know.
Yeah.
that probably has been divulged by now, but we'll see.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
they were talking about for the hit and run is reckless and dangerous because like he left the car, his homie came back to the car
to get the car.
to get some shit and then leave again.
They left the car again?
They left the car, the hit and run, they left the car, Tank left, his homie came back to the car, I think 2 minutes later, I guess to grab some shit. I guess to not get implicated or
And
whatever.
never called the police.
Nah, they just left. And it was a family in the car that they hit. So when you add those bodies on top of that, nobody died, but people had to go to the hospital.
Yeah, that's just, I mean,
Yeah.
I can understand. I understand people hitting somebody and running. Sounds crazy, but you don't know how people can react because you don't know what you did to the person. They might be running away from the situation. Some people are like, well, how can you do it? I can understand somebody being so nervous and not doing, but being able to go back and grab stuff
I know.
and still haven't called the police. At least just call the police.
Because that means you have the wherewithal to cover your tracks. You're
Hey.
thinking to cover your tracks. You're not thinking about,
But I think that's where the sentencing probably came in
of course.
because you could have just at least called, even if your buddy called. Did the buddy get signed too?
I don't even know. They didn't talk about him. But you know how they do that with celebrities, bro.
Man, that's crazy.
His name ain't big, so he might still be going. I would, if there was a smart person in the car, they'd have said, hey, my nigga, switch seats with me. Right?
Something. But
Switch
that's
seats.
me and my cousins. We were talking about it. My brother talking about the people you have around you
Mm-hmm.
when you're a celebrity. Like, do you have dependable individuals that?
The circle matters, man.
Sorry to say that, will take that hit for you. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Like,
the bag.
like how Josh shouldn't have had that gun shown
Who?
in the club. John Morant.
Oh yeah.
How, if anything, his boy should have had it on him. If anything, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
Like,
I don't know about.
I'm not
having-
saying that anybody should have it in there.
he should have did this silly ass shit.
I'm just
That's
saying
dumb.
he should have never. If it should have been a friend that should have grabbed the gun from him.
But you got to get you. That's a person you check early.
Like, give me that.
Nah, but they waited
what I'm
too
saying?
long. They waited too long.
I'm just saying when he started doing that, somebody was supposed to come up to him and be like, not try to take it from him
But
because you don't know what can
But
happen.
it
But,
never.
give me
it-
that.
It never starts there, bro. It always starts with the small shit. Like, oh, this nigga Jack. They kind of. Hold up, nigga. You need to relax, homie.
yeah,
That's where it starts.
if he don't drink vodka,
Nah,
he's a
nigga.
Henny drinker. And he drinking vodka. You should be like, hold up, we gotta watch.
Not
it.
even just that, nigga. Take this nigga down whenever he acts out of character because your money warrants you to chill.
Yeah,
Nigga will do that.
that's what I'm saying.
But they let the monster build too much to where it got to the gun shit. So and we can't just blame his dad. I don't know what the fuck his dad is
Who they
doing or
blaming?
not
His
doing.
dad?
A lot of because that's what they do. Child young nigga. So they're gonna be like, damn, it's like tell your dad to tell you to fucking chill. Like his dad is very, very in his
But
life.
his dad is kind of is young too, though.
Yeah,
Like,
but
if you see how he behave, he living a life too.
if you look at how Ja came up and you look at all of the videos, the footage, it shows how big his dad is in his life. So to get to this point, they're gonna blame you.
Yeah,
If my son start boxing
what
for
college
real,
did y'all go to?
I don't know. They just say he lived a good life. This nigga wasn't in the
So
hood.
he wasn't in the hood.
That's what they said.
So what you mean? What his dad? His dad has
but it-
obviously planted the seed that he was supposed to.
But it goes to him.
Yeah.
Because if my son starts boxing, my son ain't never gonna be in the hood. When my son start boxing for real and he does some stupid shit, they're gonna be like, hey man, what's
But
up
my
with your
thing
son?
is, but when he become professional, he becomes his own man. You're not gonna be there all the time.
But I'ma say something.
Yeah, who
And
says
I-
his father didn't?
But he ain't said shit.
That don't mean his.
That don't mean he
just
ain't say
because he
nothing.
didn't say nothing to the interviewers and all that. Don't mean he didn't say nothing to his son.
But you have to. You have to.
Why?
Nigga been talking before that.
He talk, but when he talks, he's just talking mess about basketball.
Basketball is your son now. Your son is up there. When LeBron go, nigga, Ja's gonna be right there.
He's not a Alonzo Ball type of dude. I mean, he is, but he's not.
His name is big enough to the
No, I
point
know that.
where
I'm saying, like, you would think, like, people always would talk mess about Alonzo Ball. Is that his dad? What's his dad name? Lorenzo? Whatever his dad name.
LeVar. Lorenzo Ball.
Well, whatever the hell. LeVar, and to be honest, is a great father.
Yeah, he is.
But people look at him because he talks so much. He done talked his kids out of stuff. But this dude got, what, 3 children in the NBA?
Mm-hmm. He did his job.
You know what I'm saying? That type of father will definitely jump up and be like, he'll take an interview.
Yeah, give me the bullet.
He gonna take the interview
Give me the
because,
bullet.
first of
That's what you're
all,
supposed
the
to do
money
as a
that's
dad.
gonna come from the interview, he gonna use it for his sons
But
or use it for whatever.
But we don't want to
But
go.
we don't know
Don't bring that
why Ja's father hasn't made a statement.
So I'm not gonna speak on hearsay, right?
Mhm.
I'm gonna just say that for me as a dad, I'll be like, hey, bro, I'll be like, hey, just sit down. I'm gonna do this interview real quick.
Mhm.
Like, I'm gonna talk to you. I'm gonna be like, hey, look, you know, we probably been dropping the ball a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, me and my son been blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna just say some shit because it ain't about. It's about what they believe from what come out my mouth.
Fool's gold.
And then I come back. I'm like, hey, look, you got to cut this shit out, my nigga. Like now we have
But
a talk.
like I said, he probably had that conversation already.
I'm just
with
saying, but I have to do the interview. I have to do the interview.
because
I have
they're
to.
asking for it.
Yes, no, because they're blaming. It goes back to the dad. They ain't even seen the mama, nigga.
But my thing is, you're blaming the dad
But they're going to do that.
who's been in his life and who
And
didn't have him in the
and
hood.
they're going to
and
say, why is
in
he
the
doing
streets.
this now? Why is he doing this now?
But why? I don't have to answer to them.
I know you don't have to.
Because I didn't have to answer to him when I was keeping him out the streets
That's
and out the
facts.
hood.
That's facts. But at the end of the day, I don't want my son taking a bullet that I could take. I'm not. My name ain't out here. His name is. My
Yeah.
last name out here though. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna show up to this mic. You sit your ass down, bro. I don't give a fuck how
Yeah.
much money you got, nigga.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't care how much money you got. Sit your
Yeah.
ass down.
that's why he's acting the way he's acting now because of the money.
But you gotta get real. You gotta get realed in. He ain't getting reeled in. His father getting chipped. Everybody getting chipped off. They got a big ass house next to each other. Ja doing whatever they want to do. Anybody saying nothing? Hey man, he ain't hurt. Nah, he cool. He playing, still playing
What-
good, still
you know,
playing good.
I haven't really paid attention, but
Team-
what is fellow athletes saying about it?
They said the same thing. They was like, Ja would leave and go to strip clubs and shit, and then come back to the game and then ball out.
Well, that's just like how Jordan would
Just
be.
same way.
Be smoking cigars
Same
and
shit.
at the bar
Yep.
gambling. You separate that from that's his fight. That's what he does. That's what they like to do.
But we got social media now.
Problem
so
is, guys are bigger than their sport now. Their
Yeah.
brands. So that's the problem.
You can't
When
do
you're-
that.
But I
when
mean,
you
Jordan
yourself
was
are
a brand. It is
Yeah,
a
but-
brand still to this
but
day.
he
Yeah,
was-
but Jordan smoking cigars is one thing. Rodman
saying
going to
the-
Rodman to Vegas and all of that was different.
Yep.
And
Well, that-
Rodman's brand was not as big as Jordan.
Well, I mean, you think Jordan? Who went to go get him? Was it Jordan or was it Phil Jackson?
Yeah, it was
Somebody had to go
Jordan.
get him.
Yeah.
But I mean, the thing is, yeah, that's the case.
And
when
social
Rodman
media
came,
and social media wasn't that big back then.
I know, but when Rodman came, he came and did his job.
Well, we gonna end it like this. You gotta be with the times.
Mhm.
You can't look at shit back then and be like, well, so and so did it, nigga. But niggas was still looking at paper then. Fuck are you talking about? We everybody can see what you do, bro, in your house.
Mhm.
We can see what your mama doing, what your daddy doing. We can
Yeah.
see who your girl is. We can find your address.
Yeah.
But we can't, like, you have to move with the times. You can't be a young nigga and then try to and make excuses for not being smart.
Speaking of which, the game just started.
Oh, which one? The
Lakers and the
Grizzlies?
Grizzlies.
Ooh.
You got to get to that.
Yeah, we got to get to that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, y'all. Black Eggs and Ham Show. Subscribe, like. This is we got on some civil rights shit in the beginning, but this is pretty good. This ain't
If
that
it go
bad,
back
man.
all the way back to the live that you was recording,
Yeah.
I hope they go check out the live on there too.
We was serving up some soul food to y'all motherfuckers. But
Wasn't no bland mac and cheese.
it was not. He don't like that. But I appreciate I appreciate you guys, man. Please subscribe and like this shit and tell me if you hate it in the comment section because you're still gonna help me if you do that. Peace. Hair grease.